inside the credit page.html we have the header. Inside header we are going to set the color as the primary, and then and the start we need to set a menu button which is the default one. Then we want a title as a credit transaction. As you can see, the title as a credit transaction, and this is the primary color of the header, and this is the menu button which is the three bars. Okay, now come to the next thing, the ion content classes and padding. So require padding between the screen and this device, and then ion segment. So this is the selected view, as we have set the default view as a selected view. Let me show you. Yeah, selected view as the credit details. So inside that we have the selected view, and inside selected view we need to divide it in the two segment. One is one segment for credit details and one segment for credit transactions. So as a transaction, as a dashboard. Okay, as you can see, we have two segment, dashboard and transactions. Okay, now come to the next part. So we are going to define for the selected view, and in that if inside switch case we're going to specify if it is credit details. So as in credit details, we this is the stacked as bank name label, then ng model as individual credit data dot bank name. I have already told you, like we have individual credit data and individual credit trans for the blank value of my form. So this will be like this: individual credit data dot bank name, your card bank, and then stacked in card name, and then individual credit data dot card name, your card name. So that's why you will able to see this one, your card bank, your card name, and card initial limit. So this thing we need to provide there. Okay, so that's why we put as ng module as the individual card data dot card limit. And then on click we are calling the function add card. On click on add card, we are going to call the function which is the add details, add card details. So it will go inside the add card details function of the credit page.ts file, and it will get all the required parameters which required to insert. So card name, bank name, and card limit, and the card limit. So why we took two times card limit? Because of this is the new card, so we need to set the expense money, yeah, so we need to set expensed money, or which is the left money, sorry, that is the left money. And so in this function we have called card limit twice. Because why we have called the card limit as twice? Because we need to set the left money and the actual limit of my card as the same at the starting of my this whenever I'm going to start any transaction on my card, I need to set these two as the same. That's why we took the card limit on the same, to put the same data on the card limit and the remaining card limit. Okay, so next part of my view is the transaction view, where we are able to see the number of transactions of my card, where I can add the multiple transaction of my card, and basis of adding of these value, the front value of my card will get changed in the dashboard part. Okay, so just go there. So this is the next case as the NC switch credit trans, and in that I have defined as the individual credit trans dot transaction details. Then we require the amount, then we want the date of transaction, and then we want to select user as the card on which he did the transaction. So in value, inside the value, we pass the cd dot value, and here we need to iterate it. So as let cd of credit data, and then value is equal to cd dot id, and cd dot bank name, and cd dot card name. Okay, so let me show you all. Yeah, select option. In that we need to pass this one and iterate it one by one. So that's why in the drop in the select option we are able to see the all the cards which has been added there. Okay, now come to the next part. So and after click on the add transaction, it will call the add credit trans function, and as it will get it will get the required input parameter which is need to send. So first where the user selected card, we need to set the expense and left money in the variables, and as it will get set, we are just calling the add credit transaction function with the latest transaction details. Okay, inside our credit transaction table. And this is the toast notification message, so we'll get this message as it will get added successfully in the table. So yeah, so credit limit, and after that we are just iterating it city of credit trans async we used, as if there is no record, so it will wait for the record, and as the record is there, then it will iterate it and it will print for us. So that's why if there is no record, so we'll not get anything in the transaction, and as we have the record, we'll get the transaction iterated one by one. So as of now we have completed with the transactions credit transaction page. Now come to the reset part. So how we achieve this one to reset the card details. So I have already told you, like whenever we are sending the adding card details to my backend, so at that time I am sending my card limit twice in the function. Okay, so that's why left money and my actual limit is also getting set in my table. So if my actual limit is there, I can update it again to my left money. In that way we can do the same thing. Okay, so that's why, so we need to update these two amount only, so that it will get resetted properly. So come to the home page.html file. What we have done there, as per the UI you can see we have just the card details, and the remaining limit is there. So if whenever user click on the any of the reset card button, so let me click on my first Kotak card. So reset card, I have clicked on the reset card and card res details retrieted successfully, and you will see the 49,000 it got resetted. Okay, now come to the page. So on the HTML page we need to first get the all the credit data, from where we are getting the credit data on the DB services. So DB services we have import in our class, and then we use the test controller, and on in it we want this one credit data observable trans history as observable. Okay, so I think trans history is never been used, I'm not sure why it is there. Yeah, you can ignore it. So here we have on ng on it, we just need to check the db state. db state is ready, then we are calling the get credit data function, and we are storing all the data in the credit data variable, which is the array of any. And then whenever so as we have the array of this credit data, we are just going to iterate it one by one, and on each of the iteration we are writing the reset card button, and in that we are passing the current card id cd dot id. So whenever user click on the button, it will call the reset data, and with the selected click the id of the card, it will pass to my function, and then we are calling the function this dot db dot get limit by id, so that we can store the actual limit of my clicked credit card in the variable of my database. And after that, on the success of that, we are just calling the db reset credit limit function based on id. So let me show you the function first, the database service.ts file. So inside that you can see the get limit by id. So in that we are just calling the function select star from credit data where id is equal to id, and we're storing the actual limit of my card to the actual limit variable. And after that, whenever we call the reset credit limit, we are just updating the data with the actual limit, and the remaining which is the expensed money as 0. So expense money will be 0 and actual limit we are setting to left money. So that is the update query here. So on successful successful of that, we are just reloading the credit transaction for, so that you will get the reflected data on successful of that. Okay, so this much only in home.page.ts file, and this is the toast for card details researched successfully. Okay, so now let me show you the demo once again. So what we have done here, so first user needs to add the credit card, or whatever the credit card he has, he need to add for the any of the like from on which card I need to manage my transaction. I need to add just that only. So the transaction detail, wherever you have spent your money, you just need to put it here. So I will say the amount as 3000, and transaction details will be my 31st of December. Okay, and then I'm going to use my Kotak card. Okay, and say add transaction. So details added successfully. Now let me show you. Yeah, so the last one is this one, 3000 Kotak from Kotak Urban card, and reason is Bob, and on 31st of December. Okay, so after this, now let me show you the dashboard amount. As you will go on the reset also, you will able to see the affected amount. So remaining limit is 46,000, which was the 49 at the first, and on the dashboard also you will able to see the expensed money as the 3000, and remaining limit is 46,000. Okay, so if I want, like I have paid my SBI card this card amount, so I will reset it so that I can start from the beginning. So I will say just click on the reset button, and it will reset it, and card resetted successfully, and you will see the third 20,000. Now as I will go on the transaction, the SBI is now is 30,000 20,000. Okay, so as we have done with the personal expense management application in SQLite database in Ionic framework, so like all the coding and everything, then after that we need to add the Android platform inside your packages, so that it will we can create the Android packages. As you can see, I am running my application on the Android app, Android mobile. So you need to first build the Android application, so that you can get this, and so doing that only, what we need to do, we need to run this two command, one Android Cordova platform add Android, and Ionic Cordova build Android. Okay, so if you have already installed the SDK Android SDK in your system, you will not get any issue. And you need to check also that environment variables for the Java. So if that two things are okay, then you are good to start with, you are good to build the APK of the Android. So you just need to run the Android Cordova platform add Android, and Ionic Cordova build Android. So it will create a build, it will build the APK of your application, and you can install it, and you can run it on your system mobile. Okay, so that's all in this video, friends. If you have any doubt, any related queries, then please put in the comment section. I would definitely check in that, and I would definitely reply on that. And please do subscribe to my channel, friends, for this type of awesome video. Thank you so much.